You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Find a group that you trust, a brotherhood or clan, or just a group of friends. Each member should carry a symbol of belonging. You will meet on a regular basis to help each other accomplish your missions. A lone wolf dies quickly in these grim times. Only a pack of wolves will live and hunt, kill.
Well, hello there. This is Darrell Paige, South Coast Kane, and this is the South Coast Kane Show. Fancy background, fancy intros, plain Jane suit, but this is the Iowa State preview show, the bowl game preview show. First, I want to say hello and welcome. I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful, joyous, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Hope everybody had a good week, barring Christmas, but hopefully Christmas wasn't too bad. So yeah, due to scheduling constraints, I am recording this. This is not live. It is recorded. So I appreciate y'all's patience and understanding. I really wanted to do a live preview show, but with holiday stuff and happenings are happening, it was just best for me to go ahead and record this, put it on the YouTube and go from there. But we will have a live post-game show after the bowl game Saturday. The game is at like 3:30 Eastern. So I'm thinking probably around the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not real sure, but usually about 10-15 minutes, depending on what the game is, how the game goes and how I'm feeling. And you know how it is. So in the latest and greatest, in case you didn't know, Coach Larinaga retired yesterday, day 4 yesterday from the basketball team. So yeah, hate to see the man go, but sometimes you just got to call it when you got to call it. As far as transfer portal news goes, Zion Nelson, he left, and I'm sitting here trying to, it's how crazy it's been. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute. I didn't see him in any of the depth charts. And I'm like, I know he played, but then I'm like, no, am I having a Mandela moment or something? But anyway, I didn't realize, and I guess it's just me. I didn't realize that he had basically been out the whole season on injury, and then he hit the transfer portal. So yeah, he won't be there. Now, and I'm going to be nice. Because this is nothing against the young men who decide to bring their services to South Florida. Miami picked up a cornerback from Arizona, Emmanuel Carnley. I hope I said that right. Carnley, Karnley. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, he's like 6'2", so at least he's not 5'11". Now I didn't understand why they brought Carter Davis from FAU, the kicker, why they got him through the transfer portal. Yeah, I know Borregales is leaving after this season, but you got my man Abrams right up there in North Louisiana. I think he's going to be good. Now, the long snapper, again, I know that sounds crazy, but dang it, I should have wrote his name down. But the long snapper Miami has, he's leaving after this year. I think he's like a redshirt senior, but I apologize for not writing his name down. Don't Try not to crucify me too much in the comments. And then, of course, they picked up defensive lineman from Louisiana Tech, David Blay. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah. Again, this is being recorded. You know, I'm so used to being live. This is completely, I'm like a fish out of water. So y'all just please bear with me again. Also, y'all feel free to chat it up in the comments. As always, tell us how you feel. You know, tell us what you think. But anyway, so yeah, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? So the game is 3:30 Eastern on ABC. It is in Orlando. It's in Camping World Stadium. Now, I'm gonna get into a little craziness I found out on this game, this bowl game. But anyway, this is the first meeting between Miami and Iowa State. The last bowl win for Miami was in 2016 against West Virginia. They won 31-14. Now, this bowl game, now called the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Let me read you. See, this bowl game started in 1990. Okay? And yes, Miami was playing football back in 1990. So here are the names that this bowl game has been under. So right now it's Pop-Tart. First season, Pop-Tart. It was the Cheez-It Bowl. Okay. And for you Mandela effect people, that was CHEEZ, not cheese. Anyway, it was the Camping World Bowl, Russell Athletic Bowl. Does that sound familiar? Champs Sports Bowl. Does that sound familiar? Mazda Bowl. Micron Bowl. Sound familiar? CarQuest Bowl. Should sound familiar. And the Blockbuster Bowl. That's right. Blockbuster Video. Now, for those of you who are like, what the hell's Blockbuster? Some of you cats that, you know, maybe you're not as you know, white-haired as I am. You probably remember the old Blockbuster. And believe it or not, CarQuest, for those of you, auto parts store, Micron Computers, Champ Sport. Oh, and Champ Sports. Don't get me started on Champ Sports. All right. So with that being said, I found this. So this is Miami's history in this particular bowl game. So it all started in 1996. All right. Back when it was the CarQuest Bowl. Miami won. They were actually ranked number 19. They defeated Virginia 31-21. Then 1998, because 97, let's not talk about 97, shall we? In 98, Miami took on North Carolina State. They won 46-23. That's when it was the Micron Bowl. Now, that first one, Tremaine Mack was MVP, and then Scott Covington was MVP. Then again in 2009, about 11-year hiatus to the day. Number 14, Miami took on 24 Wisconsin and lost 20-14. And that was the Champs Sports Bowl. All right. Then 2013, Miami goes up against 18-ranked Louisville, loses 36-9. Old Mr. Bridgewater, which, you know, I'm sure if Mario was recruiting, he would have picked up Bridgewater. Mario the recruiter. All right, 2016, which was the last time Miami has won a bowl game. It was the Russell Athletic Bowl, just like it was when they played in 2013. Miami beats West Virginia 31-14. And this was West Virginia was number 14, and Brad Kaya was the quarterback. It was an excellent, excellent game. And, of course, December back in 2020, it was the Cheez-It Bowl. And number 18, Miami lost 34-37, or lost to Oklahoma State 37-34, excuse me. And if I'm not mistaken, that was when De'Aaron King messed his knee up. So, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Now, I will tell you this. If you look at the university's little flip card note thing, for some reason, they do not include the game in 96 and 98 because they're saying that Miami is 1-3 in games played in bowl games in Orlando. Nah, dude, you're 3-3. And see, that's what I don't understand. Why is the university not talking about, why did they not talk about that 96 and 98 game? You see the games they're playing? So they're out there. Okay, we're gonna take a break from the preview. Let me get into my thoughts and theories here. So here's what I'm thinking. So they're saying Miami is 1-3 in this bowl game, whatever name you want to go by. All right. So they're thinking, okay, if Miami comes out and wins, hey, Mario won this game. Now they're 2-3. No, they're already 3-3. Stop playing your games. Damn assholes, I tell you the truth. All right. So, where the hell my mouse go? There it is. Let's look at Iowa State. Get this stuff pulled up. Switch my scene. Bam! I was on the wrong one. Okay. So let's look at their schedule. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm recording this. I'm totally a fish out of water. So looking at Iowa State's schedule for the season. All right. They played number 21 Iowa. They won. They lost to number 12 Arizona State in the Big 12 conference game. They kind of got shellacked. But, you know, in comparison to Miami, I would probably say it's tit for tat. Honestly, and y'all can debate me on this. I'm more than happy in welcoming all comments. I really think that Iowa State probably played a more difficult schedule than Miami did. I mean, hell, they played a ranked opponent. They played two ranked opponents. They beat Iowa but lost to Arizona State. I'm just saying. Now, again, you play the schedule you're dealt, but it was what it was. So, dang it. All right, so looks like points per game for Arizona this year. Iowa State. I don't know why I keep thinking Arizona. Iowa State. They are averaging about 30 points a game, but they're giving up 21.5. And we're going to get to this in a second, but Miami is averaging 44 points a game and giving up 24. So again, with the Miami stats, they're diluted. They're not, you got to realize the first 4 games versus the last, 8 games. So, rushing yards, Iowa State has accumulated a little over 2,100 yards, which is crazy because Miami had about 2,148. But Iowa State is giving up about 2,330 yards. So, if you look at the numbers with Iowa State giving up that 23-29 and Miami doing about 21-48, it kind of negates each other out. Now, Miami has given up a little over 1,300 yards rushing, so this should be interesting. Their rushing attempts is 485. All right, Miami only did about 394, so it looks like they like to run the ball because their running yards, their rushing attempts is 485, but they've passed the ball about 437 times, so they're a little balanced, but they seem to be pretty successful. So they're averaging about 4.3 yards a rush and about 162 yards a game rushing. So that's really not that bad. Now, the crazy thing is, as you can see, they're giving up 5 yards a rush, and the defense is giving up almost about 179, 180 yards per game rushing. So more than likely, Miami is going to throw the ball. They're not going to run the ball. It looks like their defense is susceptible to the run, but again, it is what it is. So, looking at the passing, they've had 10 interceptions to 22 touchdown passes on their offense. Their average pass is 7.6 yards. The average catch is about 13. So they're getting about almost 6 yards after the catch, or the yak if you're one of the cool kids. And they're averaging about 254, 255 per game passing. Now, this is interesting because their opposition, now again, it's the Big 12. All right. And, with Miami, they're going to throw the ball with Cam. So, I mean, even though Iowa State on defense has given up only 2,100 yards passing, which is almost half as much. Miami's gotten about twice as much on passing yards and on offense. So it could be what it could be. They're averaging about 162 yards, 162 passing yards a game. But again, we all know about Miami and their passing attack. So total offense per game, they're averaging about 6 yards per play, and they're giving up a little over 5.5 yards per play. So that's kind of here and there, kind of nip and tuck, if you will. The average per game, they're averaging about 416 yards on offense. Defense is giving up about 341. Now, the good stuff. Third down conversions. It looks like Iowa has got about a 42% third down conversion percentage, but the defense is giving up about 39%. Now, Miami, on the other hand, their third down percentage this year was 56%, and the defense was only giving up 36% on the third down conversion for opponents, but that's probably because the opponents from Miami weren't really getting the third down, but I digress. Excuse me. Sacks. Iowa State's defense have like 16 sacks, but they're giving up 15 sacks, so it's kind of, what and what. Miami's had 35 sacks on the year so far, but they've given up 23. So it's almost like, maybe Iowa State may do something. I don't know. Now, in the red zone, this is pretty interesting. So red zone scores, when Iowa State gets into the red zone, they've scored 86% of the time, in which 60% was touchdowns. In other words, they've got to the red zone 58 times. Okay. And 35 times they scored a touchdown. So now the opposition, their defense allowed people to get into the red zone 31 times, and the defense for Iowa State gave up 20 touchdowns. So it looks like if Miami can get to the red zone and don't shove their head up their ass, they have a good shot at scoring. So we'll see. We'll see. Looking at the score by quarters, it's pretty tight. It's tied up. Iowa State does excel in the second, but not as much as the fourth. So really, Iowa State is not losing the scoring battle in any of the four quarters. So that's interesting. So looking at some of the individuals, a little running back, Hansen and Sama. I mean, dude, looking at Carson Hansen, I mean, he's got 670 yards rushing. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, 11 touchdowns. He's averaging 51.5 yards a game. And then if you look here at Abu Sama, I'm just having fun. I'm not being rude. Sorry if y'all think I'm picking on him. I'm just having fun with the name. Because every time I see that Abu, I think of Abu Garcia. And if you know what Abu Garcia is, you're a pretty good guy or girl. He's got 574 yards rushing. So, I mean, you're looking at what? Almost 1,200 yards rushing right there between those two. Mr. Abu he's about 4'7", so both Hansen and Sama are getting about 5 yards a carry on average. Now, Sama only has 2 touchdowns compared to Hansen has 11. But Mr. Sama, I call him Abu. I like Abu. He has his longest run is 77 yards. Now he's averaging about 44.2 yards a game. So it looks to me like those two guys split time. I know, Captain Obvious, but that's what it looks like. Now, as far as the quarterback goes, Rocco Beck, I hope I said that right, but Rocco, he's played all 13 games. He is 249 for 420 with 9 interceptions. He's completed 59% of his passes for 3,235 yards. He has 22 touchdowns. He's averaging about 249, 250 a game. His longest pass play is 75 yards. And apparently that was a completion to Mr. Jalen Noel. So the receivers, check this out. They got they got almost a 1,200 yard receiver in Jaden Higgins. I mean, he's averaging about 91 yards a game. He does have 9 touchdowns. And then you got Jalen Noel, again, another 1,000-yard receiver. He is averaging about 83 yards a game. His longest pass play was 75 that I just talked about. And he has 7 touchdowns. Now, you're asking, well, why do you have Gabe Burkle highlighted? Well, that's tight end. Okay. He has 242 yards. And we all know what our defense does to the opponent's tight ends, right? He'll probably have that many yards by the halftime. Now I really didn't, looking at the interceptions, their interception leader is Jontez Williams. He's got 4. Darian Porter, 3. Bo Freiler, 2. Jeremiah Cooper, 2. And some guys with 1. So they've gotten 14 interceptions. So hopefully, they won't get too many on Saturday. So looking at the defense, now the reason why Mr. Tyler Onyedim, I hope I said that right, but Mr. Tyler has entered the transfer portal. So if you see anybody in purple or pink, they have entered the transfer portal. So the names I got highlighted is Mr. Cooper Ebel. He is their tackle for loss leader with not leader, but co-leader. He has 6, along with Joey Peterson. He has 6. Now their sack leader is Mr. J.R. Singleton. He has 4. And then, of course, Jontez Williams is their leading interception guy with 4 interceptions. Now, as far as these other guys that they have that hit the portal, they really, I mean, this Kennard Snyder, he had a couple of tackles for loss, but a lot of these other cats really didn't participate too much. So, in case you've fallen asleep, this is kind of like the rise of the fall all over again. I'm just bringing this information out. But Yeah, so that's Iowa State. It looks like they're a pretty balanced team. And it is what it's going to be. What it's going to be. It looks like they got a pretty good offense, but unfortunately, Miami does not have a very good defense. Now, let's see. Let me get this all set up here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show the latest depth chart, which was against Syracuse. Where is it at? Y'all be patient with me. This is $1.25 tree production. Okay. All right. Get everything set up because there's a reason why I wanted to bring up the depth chart. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and change my scene. I know this way you got to listen to me, or you can just pause it and not. I don't care. Fast forward through this. I don't know. All right. So again, if y'all remember correctly, if you were listening earlier, if they're in the pink, the purple, the lavender, whatever color you want to call it, they are in the transfer portal. So therefore they will not be playing. So, I'm presuming that Cam will play. All right. Probably a quarter or two. I don't know. I didn't do anything with Restrepo. I probably should have highlighted him yellow for not playing, but I think he's not playing. I'm not sure. I heard he wasn't. But as far as those who have opted out for the bowl game, I really could not find any concrete evidence to show y'all. And I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and tell you so-and-so is not playing just based on the fact that I saw it on X. Okay. I'm not going to say, somebody's not playing in the bowl game because, Johnny Joe on the Hello Show said this. Okay. I'm going to try to provide concrete evidence here. So it looks like it'll be Cam and Emory at quarterback. I'm sure Judd will probably, I don't know what about Judd, but more than likely, I think that I believe Cam will probably play a quarter or so, and then Emory will take over. And then running back, I'm presuming that Martinez is still going to be there, and Fletcher, and of course Jordan Lau, and of course you also have Harrison Hunt, I believe his name is. But yeah, Chris Johnson and AJ said bye. They moved on to greener pastures. I'm just going to go ahead and presume that Xavier is not going to play. So maybe we can see Ray in the slot. Of course, y'all know about Isaiah. Isaiah left. I believe he was picked up by Alabama. So maybe we can see Nikar get in there. As far as I know, George is playing. I still like to see JoJo and JoJo get in there, see what he's got. Tight ends, Riley. Riley is out. He is gone. But, and as far as McCormick, I'm assuming he's going to play. Arroyo, I'm hearing talk that he may be going in the NFL draft. Again, I don't have any concrete, tangible evidence. But then again, I don't really, sometimes I may miss it. But regardless of the fact, it's going to be okay. So yeah, like I said earlier, talking about Zion, I kept going back seeing, okay, where was he at? Where was he at on the thing? And I didn't realize he had been injured all season. But I looked through the whole year. I looked at all the depth chart, and then I even went to the media guide and he wasn't in there, and that's when I'm thinking, okay, something's up. But again, call me crazy, call me stupid. Just don't call me late to dinner. I missed it. My apologies. So as far as I know, all of these guys on the line will be playing, and hopefully everything works out. Same thing with the defense. Again, it's probably going to be the same thing we saw, except for Stafford. He left. He is out. He is in the portal. Also, that Mu Young, I don't want to desecrate his name. Go through my notes here. Y'all just be patient with me. Y'all know how we roll here. Miles Mu Young. So I don't think he was really high on the depth chart anyway. But again, like I said, I don't, this is, how we've been all season in these pregame shows, preview shows when it comes to the depth chart. We'll have the depth chart and it never happened. So again, I don't have any concrete, tangible evidence on who's opting out of the bowl game. Or I would have had that for you. Honestly, I'm sure there's going to be some, but they're probably keeping it under their hat right now. And they're not really saying anything. But I'm sure there's probably going to be a few guys that opt out. And as far as Cam goes, honestly, if he plays more than a quarter, I will be surprised. Just for the simple fact, let's be honest with ourselves, y'all. Cam is just trying to he's trying to better himself to get a higher draft stock, get his draft stock higher. And I really don't foresee him risking, injury. I really don't. I was going to bring up Miami's stats and all that good jazz, but why? We all know. So it should be an interesting game. I think Iowa State defensively, I really don't think that they're going to be able to handle Miami very well just because of Miami's offense. Now, I'm sure if some of these younger players get in there, receiver, Nikar, JoJo, Ray, look, they're going to probably drop a pass or two. They're young, but again, they may make some very good plays. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would kind of treat this like an early season game against a cupcake. I would let the regular starters play, and then after halftime, I'd put all the second string in, let them get some time, because look, if you win the bowl game, what do you get? You get a friggin' trophy with a toaster in it. Whoop-de-friggin' do. But personally, I really think this is a good opportunity for these young guys, these guys that, were part of these great recruiting classes that did not transfer out, give them a chance to play. And, as far as the defense goes, come on, Guidry, let them young guys get in there, because apparently what we've been doing ain't working. And, personally, I really could care less about the bowl game just because of the fact it's like taking your sister to the homecoming dance, You had a chance to take the hot chick, but, you screwed up. You overslept or something. You didn't ask or whatever, but now you got to take your sister to the dance. And that's basically what Miami's doing. Now, Iowa State is probably the best team that Miami has played all year to this point, because Miami has not played a ranked opponent. I believe Iowa State, they finished second in the Big 12. and whatever your thoughts and theories and ideas are on the Big 12 versus the ACC. I mean, Iowa State made it. Miami didn't. So honestly, with all that being said, I think as far as the game goes, I offensively, I believe Miami will be okay, even if they put in some of the second stringers, second teamers, third teamers. Okay. But defense, I don't know. That's the kicker. I don't know. Again, this is going to probably be one of the better teams Miami has faced all season. I'm thinking it's going to be a real close contest. The last time I checked, as before recording this, I think Miami was about a field goal favorite. Field goal, 4 points, somewhere around that neighborhood. But it could be a shootout. I'm thinking, I'm just being nice. I'm thinking Miami 24-23, but it depends on the defense. I think Iowa State's defense is a little bit better than ours, but still, we don't know. I'm really hoping to see some of the young guys get in there and play and see what we're working with. But anyway, we're going to talk about it at the post game. I know this has probably been a very dull and dry and monotonous video, but you know how it is when we talk about the numbers. So anyway, yeah, that's really all I got. Thank y'all so much for spending time. I've been talking for about 36 minutes now, and you're probably getting tired of it. But anyway, look, thank y'all so much. I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful week. Hopefully all goes well for y'all. And if you can make it by to the show tomorrow night after the game, we'd be more than happy to have you. I look for some good conversations. Like I said, it's going to be the post-game show. We'll discuss what we've seen in the game. We'll discuss, our thoughts and theories and all this stuff. We'll probably go ahead and talk about what probably might do a little 2024 review, complete review of the season. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're there's probably going to be some coach bashing, Mario bashing, Dawson bashing, Guidry bashing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're one of those that, if you, I don't want to call you a groupie, okay? But if you're a big fan of Mario, as of right now, I wouldn't come in there. I wouldn't show up. Even if Miami wins, I wouldn't do it, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of us that are not happy with the direction that Mario is taking this team. As of right now, I don't see it. Not for the money Miami spent. But again, I'm not going to get into that right now. Look, after Saturday, we got the whole off season to talk about it. And I'm sure we will. But anyway, that's all I got. Thank y'all so much for watching and making it this far. Y'all know how we do it. Peace, love, and soul. Go Canes. I hope they win, but we'll see. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Fly me to the moon. song and let me